Welcome to Ellis Mowers and More. Today in the garage we got a John Deere LT150 that's got some drive issues that we need to sort out. And also the deck belt is jumping off whenever you disengage the blades. I'm going to show you what's happened in both instances and hopefully we can get all this repaired in today's video. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's walk around this very quickly. Again, LT150, the hood is actually intact, which is a miracle. And what is going on with the deck is it's missing the little guide, or the cover here, that goes over and also acts as the guide for this deck spindle pulley here. So every time you turn the deck off, it jumps the belt over here on this side. Drive system wise, I'm going to take the mower deck off and I'm going to show you what that looks like. To take the mower decks off of these, there is that bracket in the front. You're going to lower the rear of the mower and take off that bracket right there. There's another bracket on the other side and a little lift or the blade engagement lever, which is just held on with the pin under there. I'm going to get all that taken off, get the mower deck off. After that, I'm going to lift the mower up, show you what has gone on with the transmission. Got it on the mower lift. Mower lift's locked down. Let's get under here. I'll show you what's happened to this thing. This deck, or this drive belt, is a little bit of a pain to replace, unfortunately, with the way that everything is, with all the brackets and tensioners and springs and stuff like that. But we'll get it. Oh man, we've got two pulleys that have gone bad. I didn't see that one. So we've got that one right there that's gone bad. We've got this one right here that has gone bad on us. I don't know, we're not 3 for 3, are we? No, that one seems to be okay. So, believe it or not, this thing was actually still driving in the state that it was in, which is pretty crazy. But it was. Then, of course, we've got our front pulley right here as well. That pulley's a little bit of a bear, or not too bad to get off, but let's see. So, we're going to pull this spring off right here. Might be able to pull it off by my hand. There we are. And so that releases the tension on the transmission belt as well. And there's like a secondary spring here too. So what I've got to do is I've got to get both of these pulleys off, which looks like, I think they're 14 millimeter, something along those lines, to get off. Should just be a matter of unbolting them. I'll see if I can move that lift arm a little bit right there so we can get that out of the way so that I can actually get that pulley off as well. But this one just, something happened to this one. It just wore itself off. And then this one right here, the whole bearing and everything went out in it. So pretty crazy. Looks like we we have to take, we are going to have to take one of these tie rods off here too, unfortunately. They're not too bad. They're just held in with cotter pins here. Take them off so that we can get the belt out from around everything here. And then obviously we got to get it off the rear pulley as well. So the tension's been released. As you can see, this thing is all jacked up right here. I can't believe this thing was actually driving the way that it was. We basically drove it onto the trailer like this, which is pretty impressive. So 14 mil, get that pulley off, get that pulley off. We're going to replace them. So I'm going to get down here and show you what I have done so far. I want to tell you that the last step is actually to take the drag links off. You could either, I usually like going from the front because the cotter pins in the back, sometimes, you know, getting up under there and getting them in is a little bit more difficult. You just take a nut or a socket ratchet and a wrench and take it off right here, and you're good to go. You got to do both sides because that's the only way I can get this belt out from underneath it here because of the way that it goes around the steering column and stuff like that. But you don't have to take any of the PTO pulleys or anything like that off. Just got to take them drag links off right there and you're good. So I've actually already removed and reinstalled the two bad pulleys, just a 13 millimeter to do that. I did take off this spring that goes from here to here in order to get that second pulley off, and I did move the brake a little bit as well. One other thing I did is there was a bracket that was attached to this pulley. I took it off. This was your tensioner pulley on the outside of your arm that you got to take off. I did that as well. So I'm going to get those drag links off, get this old belt off. We'll get the new belt on next. Alright, so I got the belt off, as you can see. Additional things I had to get it around, so I just undid these tie rods, drag links, so I could get up underneath and get the belt off. An additional thing I had to get around was the deck arm here. Had to feed it down through and back up in order to get that so that it worked like it was supposed to. So now I've got all these pulleys loose, and I'm going to keep them like that. At least these two right here, right? This one has the bracket that goes on top. I've got all these pulleys loose, and I'll keep them like that until I get the new belt on. I'm going to show you the routing of the new belt, and then we are going to hopefully be able to drive this thing here in just a few minutes. And here's your part number for the belt, M144044. That will be in the description below. Let's get it on. So let me do my best to tell you how this works. So first, you just start by feeding your belt this way underneath the drag link so that you get on top of the drag link on both sides. Then you're going to come down here and essentially pull it, you know, around so that you can get it in on that pulley right there. Now the back side of the belt, what you've got to do is you've got to feed it over this crossbar right here for the, I believe this is the brake pedal, over this bar and then around and go underneath your blade engage lever. You could also get rid of this if you wanted to with a clip up top. And then, so once you get that taken care of, you got to go over the second crossbar back here, which I think is for the mower deck. It is. And then you've got to take this side of the belt and put it over that. So that's where we're at now. I've got it on the front pulley inside the guides here for the crankshaft, where I will here in just a second after I get some tension on it. I've got it around this pulley here, and then now what I've got to do is get it around on this side of this part of the, or this pulley, and then around this side of that pulley to the back. So that's how it is. I'm going to finish that up. I just wanted to try my best to show you the routing of this because it is a little complicated, and we should be having this thing drive here in just a couple of minutes. Alright, so we've got to put the drag links back on still. That's pretty easy. Let's get down here. I'll show you the routing complete now. So what you can do is get everything on all of the pulleys here. All the drive pulleys and stuff like that. And then, so it goes from the crankshaft pulley to that tensioner pulley, around that tensioner pulley to the back, and then on its way back it goes to this pulley back to the crankshaft pulley right here. Whenever you get all that on, put that spring back on. It just couples right there, and then put your park brake on. That'll give you a little bit more leverage so that you can get this spring back onto that pulley right there. So what I did in order to do that was, you get a little, to cheat a little bit, you get a little pull rope, put it around the hook and pull it, and then you get it over where you need to go and you're good to go. So this one was a little tight, but it is on. I am going to take this arm off for the deck because I do want to drive this around before I do put the mower deck back on. We do have a little bit of work to do on the deck. We got to fabricate some guides for that spindle pulley so that the belt doesn't slide off every time you turn off the blades. You could get one of the plastic covers that go with it, but they cost quite a bit. And so I'm just going to cut me a couple pieces of metal, bend them 90 degrees, and just put some probably some self-tappers in to use as belt keepers. I'll show you what that looks like next, but I just wanted to show you that's the way the drive belt goes on these things. Luckily I had two pulleys here that worked, and we should be in business here in just a second. I'm going to get this down and we'll see if we can drive it here in just a second. So before we drive this thing, this muffler really does need some help. It was loud as everything pulling it up, almost deafening. And I see why now. So you can see the black soot all around this exhaust here. The gasket was gone because there were actually no nuts holding on the exhaust here on the bottom. And these brackets were also broken, as you can see. So we got both of those to take care of here. I'm just going to go ahead and take care of that, knock it out. Luckily I had a parts engine that had an exhaust gasket and some nuts here, and that's going to help take care of that, because you don't want to run it like that because it's going to get everything way too hot here underneath the hood and you're going to have problems. So taking care of that while we're here as well. I'll let you see what it looks like after I finish everything up here in a second. Alright, so got that sorted out. A little stick welder. It ain't perfect, but it's going to do the job. And gasket with the proper nuts in there as well. Should be a lot quieter than it was. I know you didn't hear it beforehand, but I'm going to get the little cover back on. It's a couple 8 mils and a couple 10 mils. Get the hood back on. We'll crank this up. Hopefully we're going to be able to drive around here next. As y'all can hear, it sounds like it's supposed to, which is good. Also drives like it's supposed to, so that's good. I'm just going to double check underneath the mower just to make sure that the belt is not wearing weird. And everything looks like it's supposed to, so that's great. We're going to move on to the mower deck next. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with the little guides. I'll show you what I do there, and then hopefully we'll be done with this thing. So here's another little nugget for us here on this mower. The left side blade's upside down. That had to have been cutting like absolute garbage. And it had to have been obvious too. Unless these are brand new blades, which they kind of feel like they may have been used just a little bit, but not too much. So 18 mil, get this off and swapped around. But here's what I did on the mower deck is I welded a couple little brackets on here to kind of help keep the keep everything in place. So again, they're just keepers. They don't have to be like insanely strong or anything like that, but I just welded them on, and hopefully it'll keep the belt on, hence the name keeper, and we'll see if that works. I gotta let them cool off, maybe touch them up with a little bit of paint, and then hopefully we'll be in good shape to get this mower out of here and cutting, since we've already got it driving. Alright guys, I got it back together. I still got a little bit of work to do, and I'll show you what I've got to do, but I'll get you out here so that you can see that it runs and cuts and the belt stays on and all that now. stayed on. I've engaged it a couple of times now. Oh man, it's so much quieter. That thing had no exhaust on it when I got it from the guy. Those brackets seem to be doing what they need to be doing, which is good, and everything is on. The pulleys are a little bit wobbly on a couple of them down there, but I'm trying to keep this thing within somewhat of a budget for me. There's one thing that I cannot let slide, and that is back here. Because I was like, why in the world is this frame that? It just cut off, but I was like, why is the frame moving so bad? Well, it turns out that this side, the mount for the transmission where it mounts to the frame is completely broke. So I've got to take that off and weld it as well. So I'm gonna get the welders getting a decent workout on this thing today. I'll fix that, show you what that looks like. I'm just gonna have to jack up the transmission, take the tire off, and grind down some stuff and weld it, and try and keep the sparks away from the gas tank, I suppose. But yeah, so we'll do all that, and here next we'll be hopefully finished with this thing. So the good news is I got that bracket in the back fixed. I'm not going to show you my welding job because my welding jobs are horrendous, but as you can see, there's no massive flex to the frame anymore, which is what we need. So there we go, guys. This thing's ready to go back to its owner. Originally, I was supposed to just have to replace the transmission drive belt, and I knew I had one pulley that I had to replace. Found out I needed to replace two pulleys, and then put some brackets on the deck because it kept throwing the belt off, and then weld that bracket in the back. And also, I had to switch one of the blades around. But all in all, though, y'all know these John Deere mowers, these LTs will run forever, basically. So this one probably just suffered some sort of crazy situation in the back there because that transmission bracket was really bad. Probably should have fabricated a new one, but what we got is going to work fine, I think. Just a bunch of welding and a bunch of metal bonding, right? So thank you all again very much. I do appreciate you all watching. Hopefully y'all found this video helpful. If you've got one of these LT150s, just a few little things to do with them, and I mean, should be able to get this guy going, or got this guy going again. Hopefully this thing will be good for a while now. I checked the battery, it's charging the battery. It wasn't running a little rich at idle, so could use a little bit of a carb adjustment. But all in all, I mean, can't really complain about it. So thank y'all again for watching the small engine repair video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.